Hey everyone, how you doing? Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. This is Tuesday afternoon after the market is closed, and we're going to look at a few charts for tomorrow, 12/2/2020. So let's take a look at a few charts. First, I want to take a look at the SPY, and then I want to look at the T2122 chart, and then we'll take a look at some charts. Okay. All right. So here's the thing that we need to be very careful. All right. A great gap today. Good money was made. Road to Wealth account put some money in the coffers today. Did a good job. Currently, since mid-August, the account is up 118%. So we're doing pretty well there. Going great. But I do think we need to be a little bit careful. Overall, I am still bullish on the market. But keep in mind that if the SPY, for instance, if the SPY was to pull back a little bit, that could put a little pressure on some of the positions we're in, and some of the positions we're even looking at buying. They may not be set up again. So we're going to be a little cautious with this, just in case we have a little bit of a pullback. Even though I'm still bullish, I'm not going to hang around in charts if they're not doing any good. So what I kind of see happening is, let's first go to a 3-bar chart. This 3-bar chart right here is suggesting to me that we see a lower low tomorrow. Now, I have no idea where we close, anything like that. I'm just using price action. I'm just using the candlesticks and the price patterns. And the price pattern to me looks like a lower low tomorrow. Now we could come back down to 363.90 and some change. We could certainly find footing there, and the bulls could pick the ball up and just take us right back up. Now let's go back to the daily chart. So here's that 363.92 area, 363.90. If we fail that, here's the T line, and just looking at some touches right in through here, I think there's also a possibility that, again, if we fail, if the bulls fail to pick the ball up here, then there is a chance we come down to this 361.50, 55 area. Again, I'm being kind of careful. I did close out some positions today. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions on right now. But if we were to move down, well, that's going to put pressure on our position. So that's why I closed some out, took some profits, and took a couple losses as well. We don't want that to happen. Now, if the ball's not picked up by the bulls in here, then there is that chance we come down a little bit further. But let's don't even think about that yet. Okay, let's don't worry about till this happens up here, till we actually fail. Overall, still bullish, very, very cautious on the bullish side. Let's take a look at the T2122 chart. This is the 4-week new high low ratio. And we have been overbought for some time. That has not been that has not been a big surprise or a story. We've known that right there. We're very overbought. But now what I'm seeing here is, this is our Trendicator. Our Trendicator is getting up here way, way in that overbought area. Maybe a little too much. So I'm going to have to take a little bit more cautious approach to the trading the rest of this week. And depending on how the rest of this week pans out, well, we'll see what we do over the weekend, I guess. We'll talk about that more on Friday's video. But right now, I want to be a little bit cautious. We are very, very overbought here. And again, this candle here with the 3-bar chart suggests we see that lower low. And we just want to be careful with the pressure that it might be putting on those positions. All right, let's take a look at some charts. And all the charts I have right now are still bullish charts, because the market, until it's not, it is still bullish to me. But we'll quickly be out of things and maybe even into some shorts or some inverse trades if the market turns that way. So I've got 7. So let's take a look at these 7 here that we're adding to the Road to Wealth watch list. Okay, NBR is one of them. NBR has been in a very nice trend here, coming back off that bottom. A very nice rounded bottom here. Very nice there. And I see a possible target area, or for me, it's not so much a target. For me, it's just the possibility of a chart moving to an area. I think it can go up there. And as it goes up there, then I'm going to take profits off the table. If it's bought in this area right here, if it is, then I will look at taking profits off as it extends itself higher. So I'll be selling into strength. My goal is to make my goal so I achieve what I want to achieve with the Road to Wealth account, which is double it in 12 months. Right now, I'm looking for a buy inside the buy box with about a 53.25 stop. Now, if I end up buying it higher, then I will raise that stop higher as well. And I will use, I show it in the trading room all the time, how I use the volatility stop on the daily chart or the 3-bar chart to get me in that area for a stop, and then I fine tune it with the price action. In fact, here we can do that real quick with this one right here, volatility stop. So this is the daily volatility stop, and here's the 3-bar volatility stop, and that's where I chose to put it, because I put it on both, just underneath the daily and just underneath the 3-bar chart. And then after looking at the daily chart, I liked it better up here because that's too far down. I don't want that kind of risk. And here we've gapped up, we've tested. The bears even tested under that line, but the bulls brought it back up. So if we were to get back below that line, that would suggest the bears are taking control, and I do not want them to take control. I want the bulls to maintain control, and I think above 53.25 is where they maintain control. So with, say a buy at 56, 50, whatever that was, 53, something like that, just splitting the middle up here of the possible areas that price might run, 26.5%. That's pretty darn good money. So I'm looking at NBR as a possible trade. I'm going to go a little faster on these others. Now you know how I'll look for that stop or how I arrive at that stop. I'll just speed through these a little bit quicker so the video is not so long. CMCSA, this was brought to us by one of the members in the trading room. Thanks a bunch, by the way. You know what? I just noticed that is not set up here. Give me a second and let me get this one set up. Okay, there we go. What I did is I just paused the recorder. Just to save time in the video, I put the buy box in here and I set the stop in here. Again, this is based on being just underneath the 3-bar chart volatility stop, just slightly below that. And it's also right at the daily. Here, there we go. There's the daily chart. I like that one right there. And there's the buy box. Okay, so taking a look at CMCSA, nice rally up, nice pullback. We've got a flag in here. Looks like a little bit of support. Buyers might be trying to stop that selling. So what I need to see is another buying candle. That's what I'll be looking for, another buying candle. And or a breakout. So I'm looking for that breakout. A stop at about 50 here, 50.45 maybe. So notice there's no, on these today, what I'm not going to do is put any target to the upside. Look, these charts here are new highs. I mean, here's a monthly chart. We're breaking out to new highs. So to me, putting a target up here is not, I think that defeats trading in a way here. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking to make my money, to make goals, right? I'm not looking to pick a target and be at the top of the heap, jumping up and down. Hey, we hit my target. We hit my target. Let's don't do that. Let's look at this chart and let's trade for some money. So as we start to break out up here, what I'm going to do is look at taking some profits. And I cannot predict what price action is going to do. I cannot predict that. What I can do is I can say, you know what, this chart looks like if it starts going, it's going to run in this direction. I can safely say that, providing that the bulls show some follow through, right? Pretty simple. So something like that. Now, it might not happen tomorrow. It might happen 5 days from now. But when the bulls start moving, that's when I want to be in. I'll use LTA, live trading alerts, to alert me when it's moving. And then we'll look to take those profits into strength, moving up. Another one is VRT. Here's VRT. Another one that all-time new highs. Nothing up there. So I've got no target up there. I'm simply, why don't I have that one marked? Oh, here. I'm sorry. I had those. I thought I had these done. So let me do this real quick for you. So here, let's go to a 3-bar chart, and I'll leave it right there. Let's go to a daily chart. You know what? I'm going to stick with that 3-bar chart. We'll start right there, and based on a 3-bar chart, I'm actually going to move this one up. Looking at some price action, I'm going to move that one up a little bit. And let's go back to the day. Let's go back over here to the daily chart. Whoops. And that's what I get for trying to do this live here. I was already messing up. I wasn't on the Trendicator, or I'm sorry, I wasn't on the volatility stop. So there's the daily. There's the 3-bar. I'm definitely going for the 3-bar. And that goes right about where I wanted it anyway. And I'm going to drop it down a little bit. That's exactly where I was. So let's go back here. Let's paint this red. There we go. Sorry about that. We'll paint that red. We're going to put the buy box in. I like buying an inside day. It's just that simple. I like buying an inside day, or right when it starts making that 2-day high up there. So again, here's another one that we're up here to some new highs. So I'm not going to worry about some target up here. What I am going to do is, if it's bought in this area, which let's do this a little bit higher even. If it's bought in this area, then what we'll do is take profits into strength as it moves up, and we're going to use this 118.85 for a stop. Now, if we end up buying it higher, then we'll have to raise that stop up a little bit. And again, we'll go to, depending on the time of the day, if that second bar maybe has been created in the 3-bar chart, then I will take a look at that. It all depends on the time of day and when we buy it. Let's look at QCOM. Finally, one that I've set up here. QCOM. So QCOM 148.30 for a stop, or 148.25 maybe. I usually round, and typically I round down. So 125, 148.25. Buy inside the buy box, or a very slight breakout. You can see the consolidation right here working out pretty good. This is a pretty nice chart. See how we've run up, and then we put this little pullback in here, and then we've come back and we've tested this pullback over here, and now we're starting to break out. So QCOM to me is looking pretty good. I'll be looking for this one on an inside day tomorrow, or the following day, or the day after, or maybe even next week. It all depends on what the market is doing, and it all depends what the chart and the price action is doing. Really quick, I want to sneak back to the SPY here. To me anyway, for my trading, what I'm going to look for is, if the market has my back, then I'm going to enter trades and I'm going to trade some trades. If the market does not have my back, then I'm not going to be buying any of these that I'm looking at. I'm going to wait for the market to have my back. here's a market that does not have my back. The market doesn't have my back, so I'm not going to be buying. However, if we move down, and then when I see the bulls start stepping in, assuming they do right here, I'm just drawing on the chart now. So if I see bulls stepping in, then this is where the market has my back, and then I will start trading some of these charts or other ones that we have on the Road to Wealth watch list here. So I want to be trading in the direction of the market. Let's see, CELH. CELH, spotted this one today. Almost got into it. Man, this is a nice chart. Almost bought it today. I chose not to, just simply because I was trying to get out of some positions, not get in positions. And so I just chose not to. And then it was a good thing because it pulled back. So this could offer an inside day entry inside the box here with a stop of about that one, or around that 33.35 area. And look how this has just been consolidating right there. That's pretty nice. Nice consolidation. So if this does show strength in here, then we could start moving up, and that's where I might want to buy it as we break out, or just inside here. Then we can look for those numbers at the top. And again, here's a weekly chart, and you can see that we're making some all-time new highs here. So for me, I don't think I'm going to put any kind of target up there. As it moves up, I'm going to be taking profits into strength. This is somebody the other day said that's one of my secrets right there. It's not really a secret. It's just, I think, honestly, common sense in the market. You hear it all the time. You hear people say, you hear professional traders say, sell into strength. And that's all I'm doing is selling into strength. Unfortunately, new traders or traders that maybe have an extra little ounce of greed in them, what happens is they don't sell into strength, and then what happens is the chart starts chopping around. They don't sell, and boom, they lose, and they can't wonder. They're wondering why they're not making money. Well, you're not selling it, so you can't make any money. You have to sell it to make some money. Another one I have is AG. Now I was in AG. All right. Sad to say, I owned AG somewhere in here. I forget where. Either way, I was down on it, way down. I chose not to close it. Well, it gapped up today, and I added to it. So I added to AG. Now I don't think this is the best place to be buying for a new position. However, if AG was to start sliding a little bit to the right here, so a little bit of consolidation. We're gonna paint this red right there. If AG was to do that, then that would be a pretty good area to maybe look for that buy. And I think I'm actually going to drop that stop down just a smidgens, and we're actually going to pull this down just a smidgens as well. There we go. So I'm going to watch for another buy signal in here, and if I get another one, then I absolutely may add to this even one more time. And if it starts to break out right here, I very well, whoops, let me do this differently. There we go. I very well may add to this if it starts to break out of this high and these highs over here. Another one is VG. Vonage. This was another one actually mentioned in the trading room today by one of our members. And let me put this up. There we go. We have a nice little chart pattern right in there. We rally up, and you can see we've just consolidated. You probably can't see that. Let me make that a little bigger. There you go. We pop up. We have this nice little consolidation. In fact, let's go here. Whoops, let me make that smaller. There we go. Low to a high, and then you can see how that J hook is being formed. And we actually closed on a breakout here. So I think that's very positive. So what I would like to do is I would like to look for an entry inside this area here. I'll use about $13 as a stop, and you can see up here about 1680 is the target. Let's go to a weekly chart, a monthly chart. There we go. Monthly chart, come right over here, and that's where we have a high when it opened up, when it became VG here. So I'm looking at that for a nice little place for price to run, and that gives us approximately a 20%, 26%, 25% possible move here before it has to decide whether or not it's going to break out. So VG is looking pretty good. All right, that's the trade ideas. And again, I just, I'm going to go into tomorrow being very, very cautious with this market. This candle here, I'm going to just go over this one more time. Here's a 3-bar chart. And if you're not familiar with looking at a 3-bar chart, don't even think of it as a 3-bar chart. Think of it as a daily chart. Most people are trained with candlesticks on a daily chart. So just think about it as a daily chart. What are these 3 bars telling you? What are they telling you? And that's what we want to look at. Now, these 3 bars right now, the way they're designed here, the way they're shaped, it's telling me that we may see a lower low tomorrow. Again, I want to be very cautious with that. We don't want that to get carried away. We don't want that low to get down to 363.90, slip, and jump down to 361.50. We don't want that to happen. That could hurt our accounts, and we don't want that to happen. So be prepared, have those stops set. Now, of course, the bulls could come right in here and just start moving us right back up, which is all good. We're currently in long positions, and we have some long positions to look, or long possibilities in the account. Again, if you are listening to this all the way to the end, then I'll remind you that whenever we add to a trade, we buy a trade or close a trade, then we will post that out on the app. All right. Hey, everyone, have a great evening. I hope this helps, sending it out in the evenings rather than in the morning. We'll see you all later. See you in the trading room. Good trading.